All right, let's talk about something. There's this hidden cost, right? A kind of quiet suffering that's almost exclusive to the good people. You know who I'm talking about. The ones who are always there, always reliable, the ones who just swallow their anger to keep everything calm. If you're the person everyone leans on, but deep down you're just running on fumes, feeling this exhaustion that never quite goes away, then yeah, you're gonna want to stick around for this.
I mean, look at this. Your kindness isn't kindness at all. It is a trauma response. Whoa, that hits hard, right? Because we're all taught that being nice is one of the best things you can be. But what if it's not the whole picture? What if that thing you've been praised for your entire life, your kindness, is actually a survival skill you picked up, a trauma response that right now is quietly costing you everything?
So let me ask you this. Why do you say yes when every single part of your body is screaming no? Just think about it for a second. That last time you agreed to do something you really didn't want to do. You felt it, right? That little knot in your stomach, your shoulders tensing up, that is your body shouting at you. So why? Why do we do that? Why do we betray ourselves just to make someone else feel comfortable?
And this is what it looks like in practice. Let's see if any of these ring a bell. You're always available. You never ever raise your voice. You just kind of swallow any anger to keep the peace. You find yourself apologizing for taking up space. You over-explain every little decision. And this last one is huge. You're absolutely terrified of being misunderstood. If you're nodding along here like this is a checklist of your life, then you know exactly what we're talking about.
Okay, so what is going on underneath all of this? What's the engine driving these behaviors? Well, it's not just about being an empathetic person. It's deeper than that. It's like a bargain, a secret unsigned contract you've made with the world.
And here's what it's called: the covert contract. It's this unspoken, totally subconscious deal. The logic is basically this. Okay, look, if I suppress everything I need for you, if I'm always nice, always agreeable, then you owe me. You're obligated to love me, to approve of me, and you can never, ever abandon me.
But, and this is the absolute kicker, the other person never signed it. They have no idea this contract even exists. They never saw the fine print, they never agreed to the terms, they're just living their life completely clueless about this massive psychological deal you think you have with them.
So, what happens? Well, what do you think happens? They inevitably break the rules of a game they didn't even know they were playing. And how do you feel? Betrayed. You start to feel this deep, simmering resentment. And that one thought just plays on a loop in your head, doesn't it? After everything I've done for them? That is the trap. That's the poison of the covert contract.
And look, this stuff doesn't just come from nowhere. You learned this. You learned that to be loved meant you had to be compliant. It's a survival strategy, usually from childhood. You figured out, hey, to get affection, to feel safe, I just have to go along with things. I have to be good. You became a master at reading the room and managing everyone else's feelings, and in the process, you learned to completely ignore your own.
So let's just do a little thought experiment. Just imagine for a second, if nobody would get mad, if you knew for a fact nobody would be disappointed in you and nobody would leave, who would you actually be? What would you want? What would you say? If you don't have an immediate answer to that, that's a really powerful sign of how deep this whole thing goes.
So, okay, what's the price of all this suppression? What's the toll of constantly pushing down that real version of you? Well, it's high. It creates what's often called the shadow. And trust me, that shadow, it doesn't stay hidden forever. It always finds a way to leak out.
The famous psychiatrist Carl Jung came up with this idea, your shadow. It's basically all the parts of you that you've decided are unacceptable, the parts you've hidden away because you were told they were bad. You know, your anger, your selfishness, even your own power. The quote-unquote nice person just stuffs all of that into a box, shoves it in the basement, and pretends it's not there.
But here's the thing, that stuff doesn't just vanish. It has to go somewhere. It leaks out. And this is how it shows up. You see passive aggression, sarcasm, and a sudden coldness. You might forget to do things for people. And then there's the really scary stuff, when it turns inward. We're talking chronic pain, fatigue, autoimmune issues, and just that constant, severe anxiety.
It's because, as they say, the body keeps the score. Your body knows you're lying. It knows. Every single time you force a smile when you really want to scream, every time you say yes when your gut is screaming no, your nervous system clocks that. It sees it as a small betrayal, a little threat. You are literally in a constant low-grade civil war with yourself.
And here's the real tragic irony of it all. You think being nice and agreeable will earn you respect and love, but it does the opposite. You have taught people that your needs are optional. You've literally trained them to believe that your boundaries don't exist. Not because they're bad people, it's because you've shown them over and over that even you don't take your own needs seriously.
So, okay, that's the problem. It's a lot. How do we start to get out of this trap? Well, the answer isn't to become a jerk. It's not about being mean. It's about finding your path back to authenticity. And that journey starts with the incredible power of a simple word, no.
But why is saying no so terrifying? It feels like it should be easy. The reason is that your brain literally equates disagreement with abandonment. On a deep, primal level, your wiring screams, if you disagree, they will leave you and you will be alone. So setting a boundary doesn't feel like a simple, healthy interaction. It feels like a life or death situation.
And we have to be real here. There's a hard truth you have to accept. The people who benefited from you having no boundaries, they will get upset when you start building them. They're going to push back. They might call you selfish or say you've changed. And the best response? Let them. Seriously, let them be upset. Their reaction isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong, it's a filter, showing you who was really there for you versus who was there for what you could do for them.
And this might be the single most important idea we'll talk about. If you cannot say no, your yes means nothing. Think about that. If no isn't an option for you, then your yes isn't a choice, it's a compulsion. It's not a gift you're giving, it's a tax you're paying. A real, meaningful yes can only exist in a world where no is also a possibility. This brings us to a really powerful idea, the difference between virtue and weakness. See, you don't want to be the harmless rabbit. A rabbit is kind because it can't do any harm, it can't bite. That's not virtue, that's just a lack of power. The goal is to be the tamed monster, the one who absolutely can bite, who has strength and power, but makes the conscious choice not to. That is real kindness. That is true strength.
Okay, so how do you actually start? What are the first steps? This isn't about flipping a switch overnight, it's about retraining your brain. So, step 1, practice a small no. A tiny, low-stakes request, just say no. Step 2, intentionally disappoint someone. I know, it sounds awful, but let someone be a little unhappy with a choice you made. Then, the most important part, step 3, sit with the anxiety. Just feel it. Notice that the world didn't explode. You survived. And finally, step 4, start to reclaim your anger. See it not as a bad thing, but as a smoke detector. It's a signal telling you, hey, a boundary was just crossed right here.
Look, this is not going to be easy. It's going to feel really weird and uncomfortable at first. But what's the alternative? To just keep going like this? To reach the end of your life and have this horrible realization that you never even showed up for it? That you spent the whole time performing a part for an audience that, honestly, probably wasn't even watching that closely?
So that's really what it boils down to. That's the choice, and it might be the most important one you ever make. Are you going to keep performing your life, or are you actually going to live it?